Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with Tommy's Top Picks, here to bring you the latest and greatest on spoiler season, Everfest, and some market updates that tie into what has been revealed. So, first up is Rudy's video went out, I guess, about 12 hours ago. Yeah, about 12 hours ago, maybe a little bit less. And what a funny ride that was. He definitely put some time and energy into it. You can tell he had fun doing it, which is great. I enjoyed watching it. I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. And he had some spicy spoilers for us. So let's jump into what we got. So, first, even bigger than that. Play even bigger than that only if you dealt damage. This is combat damage this turn. Opt 3, then reveal the top card of your deck. If it has greater attack value than the amount of damage you've dealt this turn, create a Quicken token and draw a card. Now that's a zero cost generic instant, so everyone can use this, but you know the Bravo players out there are going to love this one. Additionally, he actually showed in his video that there were three different colors for this. So it's Opt 1, Opt 2, Opt 3, blue, yellow, and red, all zero costs. Very cool. There's also a little bit of lore on the side here. I guess it's just kind of setup stuff for Everfest and how Everfest is, bringing some story to the world as a whole. But each one of these cards has it. It's really interesting. Well worth reading each of them. I'm not going to go into them here, though. Next up, we have something revealed this morning. Wild Ride, a brute action that costs 2 and it pitches for 1, although it may be in 3 colors, as we saw with Rudy's promo. There were 3 colors, but only 1 was on the card. When you attack with Wild Ride, draw a card, then discard a random card. If a card with 6 or more attack values discarded this way, Wild Ride gains Go Again. So it's a 6 attack, very brutish, very anti Prism, which we'll get into in a second. But Illusionist has some new love too, but is 2-cost card. Although for a brute, that's not that unusual of an attack value and cost. So interesting. I do like this lore text. An elf on an elk, a brute on a boar. 'Tis but a small difference in the belt buckle derby. What is the belt buckle derby? I don't know, but it sounds like a good time. This one's kind of small. I apologize for that. This is just the image that I pulled off of Twitter. If you cannot read it, it is Arcane Lantern, generic equipment offhand. So this is the reveal. They said there was an offhand item that was not a weapon, and this is it. And what it is Arcane Barrier 1 for those of you that want to hold up against Kano but don't want to take Null Rune, in place of your key equipment. This is an excellent option. Unless you run two-handed or you run a shield. So now where does this come into play? Your Katsus and ninjas, and then everyone else has to make a hard decision, right? So it might be the right move, it might not be. But very interesting. The very idea of an offhand is awesome. And boy, that art is epic. Look at that. It's just a lantern with some glowing green ether. It looks like it's being sucked in or maybe flowing out. Very cool stuff. All right, last and most important reveal. This also came from the Rudy video because this is the speculative component. Boom. He said in an email shortly after the video that this is the kit playmat. So it's for his exclusive kit. There's only about 1,000 of them in the world. I'll be trying to get one. This is very clearly a illusionist, right? Look at the I guess the graphics around her hand. The blue aether. If you look at other illusionist cards, they have a lot of blue aether kind of spinning out into different things. Some people in the Discord are speculating this is Amira Serrana, who is quoted in one of the illusionist cards. So that's an interesting bit of information. And I really think this is illusionist based on some market activity. Let's go take a look. I hate it when things pop off after you've had it up. Okay, yeah. Okay, so sale history. Now we know the boxes went out to Fluke, to Saint, to Sires, Rudy, and maybe a few others. We're not sure on all of them, but we know some people got the boxes early. We know some people were able to record their videos early, so they were able to tease and preview and build hype, which is great for the game and awesome in general. But that sort of thing means information gets out. And when information gets out, there's people that can act on the markets quickly. And I think that's what happened here, because as of the 19th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sales of Phantasmal Footsteps. Now, this is before the Nationals started, so it's not in relation to the National win that just happened. This is several days before, and it's around the time the boxes were out and opened. Now, very interesting point. I will say this is an edited, modified, and republished video, because originally I was thinking maybe it was Fluke and his group of friends, but the reality is Fluke isn't in the US, so I don't think he can use TCG Player. So these are US buyers, but somehow the information appears to have gotten out, and someone bought 4 copies of Phantasmal Footsteps. I can't see this happening for any other reason than specking on this particular character, which is clearly an illusionist and almost certainly a non-talented illusionist based on the way it looks. So I believe that some of this information got out. Maybe it was through LSS workers. Maybe it was just friends of friends of friends sort of thing. Who knows how it got out, but it looks like around the 19th, word hit and a lot of sales happened. The 21st was Friday. Some more sales happened, but this could just be speculation or someone noticing the market moves and wanting to get in on it. That's also a possibility. I was watching for this sort of thing because we knew people had cards early. I mean, the spoilers, etc. So you expect this kind of behavior. This is an alpha. This is how you get your edge when you're working any sort of markets for your financial benefit. Like if you're an LGS that is trying to survive in this world, right? So there are lots of reasons and individuals that could be, involved in the ability to see this early and act on it. It is part of the situation and game in any market. There's always somebody that has disproportionate information, and in fact, that's what you seek is a market participant if you want to get ahead of the curve and make more money on different deals and trades, as we talk about on this channel. But this is not financial advice. It's not something everyone can get into, and it's clearly a perk of being a heavy supporter of the game. I mean, if you think about it, all the people who got boxes spent, I would imagine, millions of dollars on this game, like millions of dollars. So if they get a 40% increase on 4 Phantasmal Footsteps, yeah, I don't begrudge them that. I think they deserve the couple $100 they earned out of it, right? That's the way I look at it, at least. I don't know. Obviously, this is wild speculation. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but it is one of those things that it's worth taking a look at, and you can identify these trends early, because as of the 19th or the 20th, which is 4 days ago, we could have identified this if we had caught this. I didn't see it. I was looking for it. I never even thought to look at Illusionist, although it makes total sense. If you look at the history of the game, Illusionist was the last class added, right? And so it totally makes sense for that next supplemental set to support the most recent class that doesn't have multiple support sets. So makes sense. Very interesting stuff. Well worth looking into. Something else you guys want to look at, this page is up, the card gallery. Now, it's a little behind because there's been a few spoilers and they're not shown here. But it's a good way to keep track of what's going on. What I did is I took a look at the way it's laid out, right? So you have your generics. So you have blank Guardian, blank, 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 whatever, down to Wizard, right? And then Wizard and then blank. Now that's weird, because if you look at something like Crucible of War, there's your generics and here's your Wizard. Wizard's right before generics. So what would be a blank that comes after Wizard? Well, it's not alphabetical, because if you go up here, there's a warrior right there. So it's not alphabetical. The way it's ordered, at least in crew, is Brute Guardian, right? Brute Guardian, Ninja, Warrior. So the first 4 heroes, right? Then you get a breakup with Shapeshifter. Then Mechanologist, another weird breakup. I don't understand why Merchant is here. It doesn't make any sense to me. Ranger, Runeblade, Wizard. So these are the second 4, minus the Merchant part. And then it goes into generic. So if we imagine similar thing, then what we're looking at is probably the same setup at the 4 top. So Brute, Guardian, Ninja, Warrior, right? And then I guess mech. Oh, now that doesn't make sense either. Look at that. There's this extra one here. Well, I'm not sure. And this is probably the merchant that we saw, I'm guessing, and then some other card, maybe merchant related. So my guess is, and I'm not sure, that Illusionist is the last because if you look at this one, it is in the order of the classes revealed. So the first four, and then the break, and then the second four. A little bit off, not exactly perfect, but that's my guess. Yeah, pure speculation. I think this is Illusionist. We shall find out soon as these cards come out. What an exciting week. I look forward to filling you in on further updates. If you want access to this kind of information a little bit early, sign up on our Patreon. For now, we have a early bird discount of $1 a month. It's not that big of a cost, and you get access to our Discord where we talk about and speculate on all these market moves, all this information, all the spoilers before I make videos like this. So I hope everyone is having a good day out there. I hope everyone is having fun with the spoiler season coming up, and I hope you all have a good one.